wireless telephone switch to arm light on.
Switching command to internal. Fuel tank pressure. 9, 8, ignition. Maintain. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Fuel tank pressure.
Good evening once again, and welcome back to our CSC Challenger Series brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. We're here, we're ready, and as you can see, it's me and Nick again.
Oh, hi, guys. It's been a while. Will, how have you been? It's been like 12 hours.
Yeah, it's been... All right, we'll just make it work. Sorry, folks. We're getting over it. We're gonna deal with it. No, we're ready for the action here. It should be a good one here. We got Kevin Schmitz versus Chris. We're gonna go Shampine because we usually rely on the English teacher for that one, and he is not here tonight. So that's quite all right, though. That's quite all right. We'll make it work. Welcome, folks. Here we go. What do you say, Nick? You ready for this action?
I think it's a smart move to blame all of our mispronunciations tonight on the fact that Sean isn't here. That is a very wise play. If you're curious, by the way, I am not Casper the Holy Ghost. I am actually Nick for the Friendly Ghost, not Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost.
It's a pleasure to be back on the mic with you again, though. Well, we got a great matchup tonight. We got former finalist Kevin Schmitz taking on Chris Shampine, and what should be a phenomenal matchup. And I'm looking forward to seeing really who comes out on top, because the stats say one thing, but the reality kind of says another, in my opinion.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is Chris has been somewhat surprising here. He's really performed. He's rocking a 4.98 MPR right now, just under a 5. So pretty impressive on that front for a newcomer into this CSC Challenger Series. So I mean, he has the slight advantage here, if we're going to be honest, and by the numbers, over an experienced Kevin Schmitz.
Yeah, I mean, and you can look at it, Chris, professional dart picture taker. He goes by the sharpshooter, playing out of Night Owls for Just Darts, 26 plus years played, averaging a 4.98, so just at that sub 5 range, 63.6% win rate, though, which means the matches he has won has been dominant. And I think that's actually a very interesting statistic, as you see he has those Magneto darts, Magnetar 20-gram barrels.
Oh man, 33.9 marks, 4.8 marks, 83.7 marks, and a whopping 8 white horses for Chris. The 8 white horses is just downright impressive. I mean, that's a pretty good stat there of 8 white horses. But let's go ahead and take it on over to Kevin Schmitz, aka the Rabbit. Playing for Just Darts. His location is currently that was I'm looking at the wrong one. I gotta look at the right output. Stansfield Vending. As a new Just Darts, I was like, that doesn't sound right. You just mentioned that. Yeah, Stansfield Vending out of Wisconsin for Kevin Schmitz. Location is South End. He's been playing for 10 plus years, and his average is a 4.85, 46.6 win rate. So just under 50. He's played 30, or he's won 30 games out of 63. So that's where those stats add up. Currently throwing the Booyah Darts Rabbit version 2, 16.5 grams. He's got 25.9 marks, 3.8 marks, 81.7 marks, and no white horses compared to Chris. But I'm gonna think he's gonna get one here tonight.
Oh, bold predictions already for Sir Squilliam Stewart. I'm looking forward to seeing some great stuff between these guys. And it's so interesting because you look at Chris and you think, okay, very much the first thing I think about is he has that high win rate. He has these dominant performances in matches and has just struggled to obviously stay on that winner side, but still staying above a 50% win rate. While Kevin, on the other hand, had a 40% and some change win rate. It's very interesting to see because you expect the leagues that Chris wins to be dominant, but Kevin and his experience making it to the finals in the past CSC makes him quite the tough nut to crack.
I agree. I agree. The experience from Kevin is he's been there. He's done it. He's been a part of it before. So, that could be a factor here. We don't know. We'll see how Chris comes out. But good solid ton opener for Kevin.
Now, I do want to warn you guys, just a heads up, we do have the cameras here at Night Owls. Looks like their internet's a little laggier than normal, so if they start acting funny, we'll try our best to fix it in the background, but so far, so good. But Kevin does get the diddle. We'll get the start in leg number 1. Will, what's your prediction for tonight?
I'm going to predict that Kevin wins this one, to be honest. I think that maybe a little bit of nerves kick in for Chris, just being that he's first time on the feed and what have you. But that's just a prediction. We'll see if that happens or not. It could be just a grueling battle, or Chris could just surprise us all and just come out and just dominate. He's got a lot of support there from the Night Owls crowd. We're seeing it in the background, a couple high fives there from a few players in the background. So we'll see. But I've got Kevin. I'm going to go 9-7. Kevin Schmitz here.
Well, that's lame because that was around where my head was at. So to be contrarian, I want to go ahead and take Chris at 9-7. But I obviously have a soft spot for Kevin, just knowing his prior finals run in the past and commentating for a while. I do have a little bit of newcomer bias when it comes to Chris. I'm not as familiar with his game up until this season. And I'm really curious to see what he has to say. And for that reason alone, just to be against Will, I'm going to take Chris.
Well, that's not cool to be against me. Big 9 mark as we get our first one of the night from Kevin Schmitz.
The dynamite.
I just knew you were going to do it.
I got to do one.
Yeah, that's the one and only for tonight. No more.
That's it.
He's not
Game
here.
over.
We're getting away. No, I'm just kidding. There'll probably be a couple. I know you better than that, Nick.
I can't help it.
So this is the 7th, 8th position here before these two competitors. Winner will move on and advance to play Danny Baggish. So, if you look at the bracket, if you're a person that looks at the bracket, a player that looks at the bracket, you know that match is going to be tough. If you can pull off the win here. So we'll see. But just to kind of let you know where things are, Don Stewart, Rick Hinsey are battling right now. That's a 7th, 8th place match as well. The winner will advance to play Eric Bobzine in that 5th, 6th spot. And, of course, we all know what is on that winner's side, and that would be Ram Guevara and Mike Maloney. That match will be coming up, I'm guessing, not next week, but probably the week after, if I'm just going to go out on one. But we'll find out.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, unfortunately, not in our calendar yet, so we're not exactly sure. If anything, I think we're just going to cancel the match. I don't think anybody wants to see it.
Yep.
We're not going to waste your time with a match you guys don't want to see.
That's exactly it. Nobody wants to see that stuff. Just like nobody wants to see a 6-7-5 from Kevin Schmitz early. It'll go down into the 5s, but it'll work for the first leg on the board. But we hope you folks are ready. Share this around. Let your friends know we are live. DartsTOC.com. If you want to get involved in the action, brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts, do it there because you can look at the map, find the closest location to you. Makes it really easy to go out and participate at a bar, maybe a local club, whatever it may be. But a 5.81 for Kevin gets the first leg. And Chris, I mean, not a bad opener of a 4.20.
Yeah, no, not a bad opener. It's just going to be a little bit settled into place. The first leg is, especially for your first time on the CSC live stream, is something you just don't really way into the grand scale of everything, unless it's a statement piece of something that was truly exceptional. You have to wait. You know your match starts roughly at a certain time, but you're waiting for that group chat message. You don't know the exact moment you're going to start your match, so you're kind of amping yourself up a little bit. You know you're going to be on a live show, a show that you probably tuned in and watched in before. It's a little bit nervy, and that's why I love the race to 9 factor, because we play such a long format where there's no excuse to not settle in at some point.
Yep. So just 3 marks apiece to open us up. Chris takes the aggressive move, going down there and closing the 19s. Not bad there as he gets a few high fives. Kyle saying live affects people differently. Played my best darts on the live in the SA this weekend.
Yeah, San Antonio. We just came from there. We did a little road trip there together after your shenanigans over in Wisconsin and mine in Oklahoma. And now we're back over here on the live. But man, there was some great darts in San Antonio. Ram played okay. We'll say that.
No, I mean, there's great darts all around. I mean, just the looking back at the match, Watt played well throughout the weekend. Ram played well as well. I mean, there's certain individuals that you look at from those stops and you're like, man, this is really encouraging. Same with the CSC Challenger Series. You look at certain individuals such as Chris here. I mean, the run he's had in his first CSC Challenger Series is downright impressive. I mean, to be in the 7th, 8th place position in your first CSC is, I mean, a lot of people go 2 and out,
Well, and here's the other reason why 7th, 8th is so important. When you get to 9th through 12th, you go from you automatically get $50 back just by playing in this show. But you get $100 back for 9th through 12th. Once you're at 7th, 8th, you're at $400. You're starting to make some money, and then it really starts kicking up. 600, 1,300, 1,750, 2,250, and 4,500. So you're in the money rounds now, and every win is a money match. And look at that. How about a boom goes a Hoosier. Finds a beautiful 9 mark on the 20s.
Never do that again, please. Never do that again. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, can we get it right back from Kevin Schmitz? Boom goes the Wisconsinite.
Back to back there. And we did just get confirmation. Carly said that next week we will do the Hill match. And I politely said Caroline said, no, we can't.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not. we're busy that week. I gotta go water my fish.
No, that's exciting that we're gonna get that next week. So just be prepared. Thank you for that information.
Look at this leg, 6.33, 5.33. But Chris with an opportunity.
This is good, but yeah, Chris has can close there and then go for the bowl for the win.
Oh.
Didn't collect, so the door's still open. You need 4 here for Kevin Schmitz. He's the kind of player that will do this.
Yeah, the rabbit to hop on in, get a 2-0 jump, finds 2, needs 2 more. One more bowl and plenty of runway to land on those darts. Does it?
I knew that was coming. He's just the kind of player that will take advantage of the situations. Been there, done that before, and he's now up 2-0 on 2 great legs. 5.81, 6.0 to open us up. Chris with a nice 5.14 there, so nothing wrong. Just has to be a little bit better.
Well, I mean, we saw it last week with our matches where you and I were hanging out and doing our shenanigans over there in Wichita. But we saw that 4-0 jump on Monday, and then we saw, I believe it was a 3-0 jump on Wednesday. So we see these big runs early on that have yet to be equaled out properly. It's going to be up to Kevin to continue to maintain that advantage he's building now, as we've seen from the players last week on our live feed.
does collect on that 6 mark. So a great turn. It's going to force Kevin to stay on these 19s.
Yeah, Kevin's going to be stuck down there as well. He's not going to get a good swing at that 20. And frankly, not finding much success on the 19s either. Does trip on the last, but you expect Shampine to be able to get a shot down at the 19s if he so chooses. Where's Ryan Sofa tonight? Isn't he supposed to be like Kevin's button pusher?
Yeah, exactly what he's supposed to be. Where is that guy at?
Where is he?
Got it. Surely he's back there somewhere.
Drinking Polish, I assume.
Big trip 19 to open him up. If he can snag another one, he may take a look. So not anymore. He's got to stay. That's a tough one. I mean, he had the perfect dart to kind of build off of and only collects 2 singles after. So I expect Chris to. I'm okay. I figured he'd be quick to go down there and close on the 19s, but stays up there for a big 9.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just trying to get that comfort shot in. I think he's saying, I'm 2-0 down. I almost won that last leg, but I don't that first on the board. I'm not going to be too fancy and just tee up at times. That could come back to bite him if Kevin ends up firing right back.
No, I think that's a great adjust your strategy based on what's going on in the match. I mean, he knows he's down 2-0, so go ahead and hit the 9 there on the 20s and really say, hey, I'm going to take this match. I'm going to throw up some points. Now, that is an unfortunate circumstance where he misses the big single and now it can sway the other way. But I don't know. If I'm Kevin, I'm tempted to open another wedge.
With the X, it makes it scary. The ideal shot is probably the 2 trip 19s to be able to get a swing. Any other reality, I think you're just trying to squeeze as much juice on the 19s. He goes for the cover on the last because he doesn't like his view of said 19s. But chat right now, I mean, we got coming up next week that match we kind of keep talking about it being canceled. It's not canceled. It has to be probably our most exciting match yet coming up, as every match continues to get better and better and better throughout this whole season, it seems.
That's a big 7 from him. Keeps him right in neck with him.
Guys, when Will's giggling in the background, I don't know what's happening. It's very much not good news for me. I just want that to be known. Kevin getting pushed to the corners, but so far, Chris in control. This is a good league.
It is, and I mean, good. I mean, Kevin would love a 9 in that spot, but we'll have to go with a 6, and this is Chris's opportunity to grab a leg here in the early stages.
And it's important to get that leg on early. We talk about, again, last weekend we were looking at shorter formats where it's either race to 2s or 3s. Every leg feels like high pressure because every leg win is so important. But with this, it's just about getting your foot in the door, knowing that if you beat the guy once, you can do it again, and you just have to do it 9 times the one night. Sorry, Will went to go water his fish like I did last weekend.
That was all-time call. I said, what did you just say? Water your fish?
When my family picked me up this morning from the airport, my 12-year-old stepbrother says, "Oh, I watered your fish."
That's a good one. He took the play at the 17s and about paid off. I don't know. That's such a tough call. Do you stay there? You're 20 points down, but it may have been the right play after all because Chris is in a predicament now. He goes miss, has to collect here. And it may not even matter. Yes, big trip 17. But Kevin is on his heels, man.
Kevin's doing exactly what he needs to do to try to come back in this leg. You're going to have to take some gambles when you're that far down, and that's exactly what he did. And he can afford to take those gambles being 2-0 up in the match. The onus is on Chris to get this leg win, not Kevin.
Well, he stays true to his strategy, and he goes for that trip 17, barely misses by 1 hole. So, Chris, you got to take advantage when you can, buddy. He goes right back, and it's only singles on the board. He's, oh my.
Yeah, early signs of trouble, and late in the legs, we saw Kevin kind of sneak one away from Chris, and right now we're seeing another one just straight up getting stolen from Chris.
And that's the hurtful thing for Chris. He knows, like, I gotta get my leg, but when you do this, your confidence just goes down even more, thinking that should have been mine. And if you start thinking about it, but hey, you know what? He had a shot there. He barely missed.
Yeah,
this isn't over. This isn't over.
Certainly not
this
over
leg by any means.
But that last start at the 16, it was like kind of high and right into the skinny signal. I just wish it would have been a little bit slower pace start, a little bit more methodical in the delivery. You can see Kevin took an extra quarter second in his throw, and it pays off in dividends. Now alarm bells might be starting to go off if you're Chris.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean, you just kind of let this leg fizzle over into Kevin's hands, and he's going to take it. 3 needed, and gets a double with the first. Hello. 5.45. He continues these great legs.
Yeah, great stuff for Kevin early on. Again, showing his veteran nature of the CSC Challenger Series back when we saw him season 1 play against Kenny Doyle. And I believe season 2, he ended up getting to a 3rd place, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to fact check that one. Sean Green, our floor analyst, should be getting us that update. That was a test. Let's see if he's still in the comments.
And Brandon said Chris is getting aggravated too early, and I think he's getting aggressive too early. He's getting having some aggressive moves, and his strategy there on leg number 3 started with, okay, I'm going to point some more, and then towards the end it fizzled towards more choppy, I'm going to take these shots. You can't blame him for that play, but I don't know. Now you got to put some points on the board, I think.
Here's the thing. If you're going to play an aggressive strategy in darts, you need to either A, definitively be hitting 1 dart trips, like you hitting your cover shots and transition shots. B, just be out averaging your opponent where it doesn't matter if you're aggressive because you don't need the point differential. Or C, you're trying to change something up because it isn't working. Right now, you need to go to the basics. You're going until you're 9 mark ahead and taking the swings there. And then you start throwing the book at Kevin if it starts to get further out of hand. That's what I would do right now if I'm Chris.
Yeah. I'll keep rattling off averages here. Averages aren't everything, but there's true story. You know, they tell the story of the match here. So 4.20, 5.14, and a 4.54. Granted, Chris was averaging in the 5s there for most of the duration at like 3, and just kind of took a dive towards the end. So Kevin letting somebody by there as he steps back. You know, we only see a view or perspective of these players from our player cam. We don't see, you know, the full bar and what have you, and what exactly they deal with. Is there a restroom over there that maybe, or a bar close that maybe has people wandering by it? Do they have to deal with that? Machine? Exactly. That's the important information that I definitely need. Some of them pull tabs.
Now, that's why I love when I see these videos of players playing where like they show like someone recording in the background, like when the winning shots hit. I remember Dan Levine season 1 when he got his win, and all of a sudden someone in the background is recording, and in that season 4 promo you actually see the moment the winning dart goes in versus the whole crowd reacting around him, and you get to see the whole bar, the energy in the room. It shows how much it means not only to these players but to the friends and families of these players.
And just how small some of these locations are, how big some are too. It's downright crazy. But we're all walks of life here. We're just all over the place. with this CSC Challenger Series. Once again, brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. You need to be involved, folks. If you're a top shot, if you're maybe not even a top shot, if you're a mid-level player, maybe a newcomer, get involved. We have multiple divisions, especially when it comes to Tournament of Champions time. You want to be in the mix for that because there's so much fun to be had in the Expo Center in Kansas City, Missouri. I mean, just there's big money, man, big money, and the fun to be had is just incredible. So get involved.
DartsTOC.com.
That was incredible.
That
was incredible. Thank you, John Belushi. We appreciate that.
Hey, it's me, John Belushi.
Stop. He's not even, no. All right. Big 7 from Kevin keeps him in the mix, but Chris was looking promising here on the start.
But again, it's just I know he has a little bit of a quicker pace of play with his own throw, but it just doesn't seem like the extra little quarter seconds, the little moment to dial in these shots. It's what's making a lot more 4 marks than 7s right now for him.
Kevin's licking his chops here. He's gonna take a look. You can't. Why not? You mean you need a single mark to close, and that first dart was perfect. Just stack it right on top.
I just want to say your wife, Hannah, just commented saying, "Poopy boy, it's so quiet without you around here," which is like a double insult because it's like I just got called poopy and I got told I'm loud in one comment. Oh, miss you guys over there.
Oh my! I gave him your Hot Wheels today, and I'll send you the video. He said thank you. So,
oh, nice. I'm glad he liked it.
Yep.
That's the only thing I bought at the HEB that I liked, actually, was the Hot Wheels.
Chris needs to find this 18 wedge. He finds 6 of them. Gets him back in the lead, but Kevin's been attacking these 19s and collecting more than not on the triple bed. And there you go. First dart triple. He'll probably hammer in another one before he takes a look. Over to the 18s and a 9 mark incoming.
Incredible stuff from Kevin. And one of the other difference makers in their game right now is that Kevin's darts are getting hit in an order that gives him options. He's hitting those triples in the first 2 darts, giving him that third dart option to do what he wants. And that third dart is having a pretty decent percentage chance of collecting on those big swings. When you have your darts work with you in a way to give you the opportunity to shoot how you want, the game feels so much easier.
Doug Barry saying that they should do a senior CSC Challenger Series, 60 plus. Thoughts? I would go less. I would go about 50, 55 on that one myself.
We copied the World Senior Stewards, 45.
We would not go 45, no doubt. But I don't know. I mean, that's a good point. Maybe that would be a fun little TOC edition. I don't know about CSC, but TOC edition would be unique and fun. Have
the
a big
nice thing
bracket.
about darts is if you wait long enough, eventually we will have a senior CSC. As darts is a sport you can play for decades.
Yep. It truly is. We've got all ages involved in our CSC Challenger Series, which is great.
Monty Olson says 58. There you go. Well, that's now the new cutoff.
Well, Kevin's gonna. I believe he's gonna go with 19s again here, maybe even 2 before he takes a look. He's been going with that 2 and then strategy. Yeah, and it was 2 and then a new wedge strategy here from him. That's not a bad play.
I don't mind it because it exerts confidence.
Well, he knows that Chris is going to be quick if he gets two triples there to attack those 19s. So he's kind of setting himself up for the what if.
Well, and now in this shot right here, if I'm Kevin, I'm staying on that 19 until I trip. If I trip in the first one, I'm going to go to the 15. If I trip the second one, I'm going to go to the 15.
Nah, he chooses then to attack the 16. I figured I would have liked the play on the 15s there, but I think he sensed, okay, I've got a potential enough points where it wouldn't matter. He's not going to take the look anyway. So He was spot on correct. He'll be able to close this 16 here. No problems at all. Ed Garcia saying on the drive back to Texas, did you guys hit Buc-ee's? We hit it on the way down. I hit it on the way up.
Did you get more of those flock chips?
Yeah, I did. Those are pretty good.
How many bags?
3.
All
Don't
right,
judge.
respectable. No, I thought you were going to say 10. I'm going to be honest.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
If you know, you know. And if you don't, well, no, you don't know. 5 bulls there for Chris. Pretty much trying to make anything happen here towards the tail end of this leg, but it's Kevin's to lose. And a potential 4-0 jump for the rabbit hopping along. What more will do?
Yeah, 5.13 to a 4.67. Another leg on the board as he goes 4-0 ahead. Currently throwing a 5.60 to Chris's 4.64. So almost a full mark ahead right now.
And this is clearly not the Chris I think we've been seeing, at least on the bracket.
No. I said maybe there's a little nerves that are going to creep in. I think that's exactly what it is. I think a little nerves are what we're seeing from Chris. Not his best effort, but capable of more. Let's see him settle in and rattle off a few and make it a match.
And
Katie Barrett saying, Sean Green, you're missed. Katie, I can assure you are not missed because of what you did to us at Texas Roadhouse.
I love it.
I am still
Katie.
scared of somebody doing that to us to this day.
Katie, wasn't it you and PA that walked into that other event at the hotel saying, "Hello, ladies"? Because if so, I just want you to know, I'm offended that you missed Sean over us right now. We love Katie Barrett.
Danny Baggish saying, I'm tired of watching this leg with over 1K points. Note to self, close quickly. Danny's the kind of guy that's going to hop in here and take a little strategy from it. So that's spot on with what everybody should be doing. If you have a chance to watch your competitor play a little bit, do it. Especially in these long format matches where it's once a week. Why not?
Yeah, it's really cool to be able to kind of see what your opponents do. And, people will go one way or another on believing if you should adapt your strategy depending on your opponents, but there's absolutely some merit to it at this level. If you're good enough to be able to channel triples on commands, you're also good enough to know how they're going to shoot their triples and to try to put them off their own game.
Kevin finds a good 7. I'm not sure it was enough here. I think Chris can hit a 6 here. Yep. Take your look. No, he stays for a 9. It may be the smart decision there just to ride it out for that. Put some more points on the board and make Kevin work here in this leg.
And Kevin's just going to continue to try to do what he does. He's going to keep on staying steady in the leg. But it's right now, again, another leg where it's Chris to lose. Because those 2 different legs where Chris is well ahead, if they go his direction, all of a sudden you're looking at a 2-2 scenario. He's looking at 4-0. He's down the barrel and knows he has so much stuff that needs to get done as that dart just got away from him going for that double.
We got a question here about the Don and Rick match being played tonight. Yes, it is. So if you've got a score line, throw that in the chat for us. We'd appreciate it so we can let everybody know where Don and Rick are in their current battle. And there's a few tuning into that feed. This is why extra devices are so important right now in the darting world, especially in this CSC Challenger Series. Usually someone from the match will broadcast it on Facebook, and you'll be able to at least watch from the game screen side perspective, I guess, from one side or the other. Kudos to our players for doing that, by the way. They don't have to by any means.
Well, it just is so appreciated because it shows the amount of fans that are really kind of developing behind these players that are following them along as Kevin goes ahead and hits another big momentum swinging 9. It's really cool to see that develop, though, behind these players, supporting them the way they truly deserve and giving the fans what they want as we get another one right back.
Said momentum swinging. That truly was momentum swinging. That's a big one from Chris, and that could swing this leg his way and finally be able to put one on the board. That's exactly what he needed to do. We got a 5-3 score line for Rick currently. So thank you to everybody letting us know that scoreline, other than Don, who definitely let us know 4-4. Wrong. Everybody else
don't worry, Scott Hannish got it
5-3.
wrong too. Yep.
Kidding.
Nope, we're not. Kevin gonna try to do a one-time on the one-time here. 2 to close, 2 to get up, 4 bulls needed. This would be a heartbreak.
He's done it before in this match. He could do it again. He needs the double. Oh my, no.
All right.
Floats it over, and Christopher's wiping his brow, knowing, okay, I got away with one. We got one on the board. 4-9-2 gets it done. He's thanking the good Lord above.
And you only saw it just because of his win there, but every single leg, Chris has been throwing up his hands, clapping and cheering on for his opponent, and Kevin likewise as well. But it just shows the sportsmanship. Chris is the kind of player, at least from my understanding and kind of doing some social media stalking, that really does just love the game through and through, and is happy to be here. But it's just feeling a little bit of the heat of the moment. He's facing the same situation Eric Bobzien faced against Rim Guevara earlier this season, 4-0 into a 4-1. Bobzien unable to recover that deficit. Will Shampine be able to do so?
Main thing is he gets the start again here in this leg. So if you can rattle off 2, possible new ball game, but Kevin's going to make it tough, ain't he? Big turn as he closes out those 20s, forces Christopher to the 17s or 18s. And he answers right back with a big 7.
And I already mentioned it with Kevin in particular, but I especially think season 1, it's kind of almost forgotten about to a sense with how impactful it was looking at the runs of these players early on in the relaunch of the CSC. Kevin and Kenny Doyle, it was at the time an electric final, but now we talk more about the Leonard Gates runs. We talk about Rickenzie gets his mentions. We talk about everybody else, but Kevin, back-to-back seasons, was a top 3 finisher, finalist and third.
Well, those first initiations, our first ones of the CSC Challenger series, let's be honest, really kind of shaped up this long extended run of this CSC. So yeah, kudos to our players in season 1 and season 2 that have really shaped this into a must-see affair. And it's just gotten better and better as we get another 9 from Kevin Schmitz. And our players, I mean, they've just gotten better. Some of those, like Kevin, he was involved in those first ones. He's gotten better. And now look at his average. I mean, it's just downright impressive.
Well, and then you see on the other end, you see the players that have had to improve over time, or you see those players for a season or two, like a flash in the pan, really pop up out of nowhere, hyped up into the season, does a good run, and then kind of goes back into the shadows for a little bit. Patiently waiting the return. That's why I love about the show is the storylines from all these different players, from all these different perspectives. I mean, Don Kirby in the background, who was warming up with Chris earlier today, was one of those players, and is still one of those high-level players. But I remember his entrance to the CSC was a very hyped up one as well.
Definitely. Well, we'll see what Kevin does here. He's got that higher ground on the 19s. He'll probably go 2-fer before he takes a look if he grabs the triple. Yeah, he's not going to now. Stacker dart on this last one, right on top into the triple. Bang, gets it. Big 5 mark for him.
And again, sitting pretty comfortable. Chris has been moving real fast on his third dart. That time he takes the time to slow down, but doesn't collect with just the 1. This is a moment where Kevin just needs to close those 18s and continue pushing the game along. Grabs a 19 first.
Yeah, why not try for it there? He's thinking he's going to hold true. He's going to think about going for another one. Or is he going down?
He's going back
He goes
down to
down.
19. He wanted to make sure that his 19s were in jeopardy with that shot selection. I still think it's probably a little bit more worthwhile to get the 318s because the 17s are already gone, pushing 19s versus 16s. But also there's a devil's advocate moment here of I'm not scared of how Chris is hitting the 18s right now. If I'm Kevin, I could also consider moving along the board in other ways. Well,
He closes the door. Barely. Let's be honest.
yeah, it was a little sketch of a shot and not looking like you get punches. This is definitely a leg that is falling off the wheels just a little bit as we're nearing towards break after one more leg after this. Man, I miss Sean.
Where's Sean to do the heavy lifting?
Can everyone right now just leave a comment saying where's Sean Green? Just right now. Just where's Sean Green?
Tag him too, just to tick him off.
Oh yeah, if you could just tag him over and over again, just tag Sean Green, please.
That would be epic, honestly. That'd be a funny joke from all of us here on your Facebook. Do it now.
Do it now.
All right, Kevin. He's held true to his strategy of pointing before he takes a look, making sure he's got enough points. This one he gets a little aggressive, takes it on dart 2, so this is an opportunity for Chris. You got to run through it, bud. Got to run through it.
Such an important shot. Grabs the first, but there he misses the big single.
He misses the big single, and this is what's cost him. He's missed it a couple times tonight. Granted, the first one really wasn't in a big pressure situation, but I mean, when you think about the duration here, could have added up to missing out on one of these early legs. I love it. We got 3 or 4 people already tagging him.
Good 6 from Chris. Not enough to really stop the assault here from Kevin. But
exactly. I mean, Kevin's got these 2 numbers. Granted, one has the X, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just not enough.
You know, here's the 1, 2, 3, and he's gonna have to stay for the 1, 2, 3, which is the best case scenario for Chris. As now, if I'm Shampine, I go up there. If I hit at least one bull, I'm considering doing the look down. But Kevin's been so good on those hat tricks, it's kind of hard to not try to add a dart by staying on the bull. He chooses to alternate, gets 3. Not a bad visit for him, Shampine, at all.
4-2-7, 4-2-5. It's just a gritty one, but he'll take his. He got me. He takes the aggressive play on the bulls. He can kind of get away with that because of the 19s and the 16s still in play for him. So, but no, he can't get away with it. Chris stomps on the gas and gets one. Another leg on the board, 4.31 compared to 4.08.
Yeah, that was great from Chris, and an error from Kevin. He did try to shoot 2 at those 19s, but only 1 going in. He needed 2 to add a bull, regardless, because of the fact that Chris started off with a double bull. And that was a great leg where now all of a sudden, if Chris can just break one more time, that 4-0 is forgiven.
Usually you'd see Kevin go the 19s a little bit more aggressive there on the early front, but he sniffed an opportunity and it cost him there. And Chris hadn't hit a big shot, and that's exactly what he did. Kudos to Chris for doing that, as now it's a little bit tight here. If Chris can get this leg and make it 4-3, he's going to wipe his brow and think, okay, I'm not out of this by any means. I am not out of this.
And not to be cliche, but You're never out of a CSC run in general. 6-1 comebacks have happened. We've seen some crazier runs. We've seen that Ram Guevara near comeback at the 8-5 in the finals against Maloney. We've seen some incredible stuff happen. This is a show where legends really are made and stories are told. It's time to tell your own story. You can't just say, oh, it's over here. Until that opponent has 9 wins, you just simply cannot give up on any bit of this match. I inspired Will and left him speechless.
Exactly. That's exactly what you did. You just left me speechless.
Hi, Ellen. We got Ellen Schmitz in the chat here. Is talking along and hanging out in our YouTube chat. It's Mom.
We got the usual suspects as well. Almost over 700 viewers joining us right now. Incredible. I forget how many screens you have, Nick, so I'm just seeing you looking up at like like you're looking up at God. It's so great.
God, please give me another co-commentator. God, bring back Ryan.
Oh, I just had to announce and let everybody know what I was seeing here. It is good.
Well, I also am not normally on camera the whole time, so I'm like, and let's be honest, we've had a long 2 weeks, you and I. So I was like, I know I've been back here, probably yawning. Thankfully, I haven't got the yawn counter going tonight, and then stretching. And then also, I'm like, oh wait, I'm on camera, but only Will can see me, and Will already just had to deal with me staying at the house, so it's probably fine.
And you know, unfortunately, Sean missing out tonight, but good reasons to do so. He's got to take care of some family matters. So we wish him well. Yeah, we wish him well, as we'll take care of some business here on the CSC front. Who's going to get this last leg before break? Kevin kind of leaves the door open for Chris here, and this really could be a whole new match.
4-3 is completely different than 4-0 down. 3 on the spin for Chris would be something special. And Kevin, I think, I mean, his demeanor always looks very similar at him with the Aki, but just something about the energy of the moment just kind of says, well, even he knows he's in a little bit of trouble just with what Chris is bringing to the table at the moment.
Yeah, he is in a little bit of trouble because Christopher shut the door on the 17s already. He's making some aggressive moves. Granted, he may have got too aggressive here. Now Kevin can turn the tide. Jason, I did kick Nick out. I kicked him out as soon as possible, bud. Never again.
Is that Ram's son, Jason Watt?
Don't do him like that again.
He started it today.
And you can see there, big 5 for Kevin as he shuts the door on the 19s, needing just a single mark. 6-6 for Don and Rick. Wow.
That last start, he stays on the 16 because he gets him the point lead. He only needed a single 18 to close. If he hits a single 18, it would have forced Kevin to hit a 6 mark, trip 15, trip 16 to get punished. Is that going to come into play in this shot?
I think so. Kevin will stay for a triple. Oh boy, what does he do here?
Well,
he stays and only 3 singles. I think it should have cost Chris there, but he got away with one. So go ahead and take it out now and back down.
Ooh.
This is gonna be 4-3. How the heck are we gonna be 4-3 after the start we had?
That is incredible. Yeah, it doesn't get punished on what could have been a normal punishing shot and then hits a huge hero dart to get the 15. This is a great run from Chris Shampine, and I'm excited to see how it continues on, Will.
Kudos to him, man. Absolutely incredible to make this run here and get this back to a reasonable margin. He's going to be looking at everybody thinking, how did this happen? How am I still in for a win here? He throws a 5.11 that'll bring his current average to 4.70. We'll just keep on kicking, folks. 4-3, anyone's match now. We'll be right back after break.
Got a dartboard with shabby segments and worn out sisal? Don't buy that brand new dartboard just yet. There's a much better solution. Knowing how and when to rotate your dartboard is an underrated practice many players neglect. Why rotate your dartboard? Although sisal is self-healing, you can't prevent the damage that occurs over time with high traffic segments like the treble 20. By rotating your dartboard, you can replace the 20 segment with a different segment that sees a lot less dart action. The damage gets distributed throughout all the segments, making your board last much longer. Decide how to rotate your dartboard. Whether you go clockwise or counterclockwise, be sure to stick with one method of rotating your board for consistent results. If you rotate it clockwise one time and then counterclockwise the next, you may be going back to a previously damaged segment instead of a fresh one. Return your board accessories back to your board once you've rotated it, starting with the number ring, and you're done. Dartboards are a big investment, so it's important to take good care of them. Regularly rotating your dartboard will help ensure you are throwing at a fresher 20 segment and will help make your dartboard last longer. Hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you next time.
Let me tell you about A to Z Darts. We're a specialty dart store with over 10,000 different products. We create in-depth videos and blogs to help improve your game and showcase our products. We give helpful advice on how to practice darts, the fundamentals of form and mechanics, and how to make better decisions when purchasing your darting equipment. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned player, we try to provide fun and informative content. I'm Jen, the creative director for A to Z Darts. I've been playing for over 10 years, and I've traveled the world competing in and promoting the sport. This is Will. He runs our live streaming company, USA Darts, and travels the globe as well to broadcast major darting events and interview PDC players alike. You'll find over 2,000 different sets of darts on our website. Guessing right now you're pretty interested in our resources? Learn about form, throwing mechanics, practice routines, scoring and grouping, checkout methods, cricket strategy, and much more. Visit a-zdarts.com to take advantage of our blog or follow us on social media at azdarts today.
What are O-rings? Meet these little guys. O-rings are small rubber rings that you can place on your shaft thread so it won't come loose. Here are 4 easy methods to put on an O-ring. The tuck and roll. Hold your O-ring against the thread and with your fingers stretch it over the shaft. Simply roll it down and it's on. The knit and roll. In a similar fashion, use the point of a dart to stretch the O-ring over the threads like this and roll it down. The backslide. Place the O-ring over the back of the shaft and roll it down the entire length until it sits at the base. If the previous methods are too hard, you'll love the O-ring applicator tool. Fit the O-ring onto the top like so, then place the tool over the shaft and roll it down like you see here. This is hands down the simplest method and the one we recommend most. A fun alternative is L-Style's Goma system. Put the small cap on your shaft and that's it. It's fast and easy, but each cap is one-time use, whereas O-rings are reusable and only $2 a pack. Secure your shafts today.
In this video, I'll be going head-to-head against the entire staff in a thrilling best-of-3 match. But with a twist, we'll be relying on the Omni auto scoring system to keep track of the scores. How accurate is this thing? We threw nearly 1,000 darts to put the Omni cameras to the test. All right, double 4, here we go. No. Miles away. So far off. The Omni cameras are detecting exactly where the dart is landing on the board with instant recognition.
Hey, thanks for letting me win the last one.
You unleashed the beast. Of course, Nate, the experienced player, is not going down without a fight as he lands a precision double 7.
There you go.
Yes, game shot and a match.
That's cool.
The score is being calculated for you in real time, plus the element of the darts caller from the app. They work together to provide such an elevated play experience.
Test telephone switch to arm light on.
Switching command to internal. Fuel tank pressure. 9, 8. Ignition. Main phase. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Fuel tank pressure.
All right, we're back here with our matchup, 4-3 score line. Kind of crazy that we're at that point right now after the start from Kevin going 4 off the spin or 4 off the start. Then you got Chris going 3 to win, make it 4-3 from there. I'm a little bit starstruck right now. I'm sorry, guys. As Sean Green has graced us with his presence once again. So, hello, Sean Green.
Hello, Will Stewart. Thank you so much for having me on the CSC Challenger Series as your special guest here for week 1, week 5, whatever week it is. It's week 6. But my goodness, you want to talk about a great start from Kevin Schmitz. But honestly, Chris let a couple of those legs go right out the gate. And you almost just felt like he was right there with opportunities to win legs. So you were just kind of expecting for it win to happen. And hoping that it was going to happen because as a newcomer to the CSC, he could have gotten frazzled there. So it's nice to see him settle in. I still think that when he throws that third dart, and he's transferring like to a different number, he's throwing it extremely fast, just like he does on the third dart normally. I think that one's missing a lot more.
Well, I mean,
boom goes the dynamite.
The start from Kevin was so dominant. At 5.81, 6.0. 5.45, 5.13, and Chris was a whole mark around pretty much less on those rounds. So I kind of mentioned I thought that he would maybe struggle a little bit at the start because knowing that he'd probably suffer for some nerves being that this is his first time being involved on the stream. So is it surprising to me that he started off like that? Absolutely not. Like I mentioned, but for him to grit it out and get this to 4-3 is pretty impressive. So let's see what he can do from here. Not the best of rounds, to be fair, as Kevin should be able to distance himself a little bit more here after this one.
What did you tell people about me? Jason, everything's fine, except for the fact that I still have to keep this face. After consultation, they said that I had to keep this one.
We just mentioned that you were doing some family business tonight instead of commentating.
Tonsillectomy.
Well, boom goes the dynamite. Shampine gets another one on the board. I love it. Just wife has not been feeling well. Finally tonight it kind of hit hardest, and so she went to urgent care and got found to have the vid that I thought was extinct at this point, but I guess not. So I was on daughter duty while she was doing with that, and my oldest, of course, just didn't want to go to sleep. Want to wait for mom.
That's how it works.
Yep, but here we are.
They inconvenience us the most when we don't need it. Like, thank you. Appreciate that.
Fair, just inconvenience Nick, and I'm fine with anything that happens that way.
We're all okay with that.
It kind of inconvenienced you too because you had to talk to him again, but that is what it is.
All right, Kevin, 308 plays 301 here in a downright great leg. 6.75, 6.40.
See, there's that third.
That is correct.
Kind of do.
Yep.
If it just stays there, I think that will do so much more good for him.
He'd have more success, no doubt.
He also took a chance there going at the close all around instead of getting the point lead back. What do you think of that one?
For Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's done that. He's made some aggressive moves all night where it would pay more for him to stay rather than make those moves, and I think that's cost him on a couple of these legs. Wow, 8-7 for Rick over Don. Needs just the one leg to force a match with Eric Bob Zine. Eric 9-mark Bob Zine.
Man, who would have thought that match would have been really close? Everybody. That's a heck of a battle.
Yep.
I think about the day. I was like Don Stewart, Rick Hinsey.
Sometime I'm I'm gonna be fair. Sometime we got to give the old doubleheader, boys. We got to do it. We got to do it.
Listen, he says this live, but he's been the biggest proponent about not working any more than he has to.
What
So
are you talking about? I think season 9 we should give it the old doubleheader start. It's tough because you got to choose somebody that's maybe all East Coast or 2 Central Time fellas to make it really work. It's gonna be tough to pull off a Pacific early, but we could potentially do it late. Yeah.
I hope you were live. Schmitz stops the bleeding, makes it 5-3, so gets back that advantage. Going first.
And somebody brought up a good point in the chat earlier. You know, if you're Chris, you didn't want to see that break right there. You want to rattle off a few more, and it's just kind of how we've done things here for the CSC on the streams. Is, you know, once you get to 7, that's break time will take 5 minutes. You're gonna have to come up. So if I was him, I would stay on the board and keep going. Well, you know, he probably did that, and just chalk this one as a swing and a miss for the leg. But he gets to start here, so see what he can do with it.
Well, Chris is obviously a super fast player too, so the rhythm
very
of
fast.
taking a break, it never helps a player like that, especially when they're in that rhythm all of a sudden. And Kevin, at the same time, thanks, Jason. I've been working on my Sean voice. Has been just shooting really well recently.
I mean,
again, Chris came in with a higher average.
He did. We know he's capable, but I said the experience is definitely. You can't ignore that from Kevin Schmitz. He's been involved in this CSC Challenger Series for a while now, and like I said, he's been there, done that. I keep mentioning that. So, you know, I also said I'm kind of surprised. You know, Chris coming in the door here on his first run and really making himself present with the 7th, 8th place position run here and potentially more. That you cannot ignore that.
I also like that he's not playing scared at all.
Well,
when he needs to point, he's pointing.
I just said
he'll take some aggressive shots from time to time, but
I just said you can't ignore that. How about this? Ram actually mentioned this to me this weekend or this past weekend. He said, "Who's on the stream this Monday?" And I mentioned it to him. He said, "Man, Chris is really playing well. You can't not fault him for that one." And I said, "Dude, he's on a run. I mean, 4.98. That's good stuff.
That's play. Yeah, you're playing. You can play."
So even Ram saying he knows. Ram knows that you can't ignore those guys that are averaging a 5, even if you're averaging a 5.7, because in any given moment they can step their game up, and you can have a fault leg or two, and all of a sudden it's tied up. You're going to a last leg decider.
Yeah, exactly. Remember seeing the pushback from him here.
This now has the makings of, like I was saying, 9.7. This has the makings of it for sure. This very well could get tied up.
Yeah, it would behoove you all in the chat to hit that like button, hit that share button.
Bro, Joe Cheney got you with that one, and now
it was the greatest thing of all time.
Big 8. He said that. We looked at each other and died. Like,
died.
Yep.
It would behoove you both. maybe not let these nice ladies up on the stage. We're like, well, that's not our call, and they're going up there. All right, well, they'll be all right. They're good girls here.
Last leg decider, and there's a ton of people tuning in on that chat. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Wow. Is they're gonna diddle it out and go for it? I'll kind of keep an eye on it and let you folks know. But this one looks like it's going to be Chris's leg to make it 5-4. Keeps him right in line with it.
Yes, it does. And Chris has only been living in Indiana for a couple years. Was North Carolina before that. That's why I don't know him super well. because I was wondering about that. I was like, how do I not know really a whole lot about this great player from Indy? He was on our show. I just was not there that week. But other than that, he's gotten so much better in the last 6-8 months being in Indy. It's been kind of impressive to see.
How about this? Rick goes ton. And then Don follows it in with a 105.
Smart last start.
Smart last dart to get the start. That's great stuff.
Fine. I'll do it too.
Well, I just put it on just because I wanted to see.
Oh, I'm doing it too.
At.
It's not.
Nope,
it's
you
not
can't
for
do
you.
it.
It's for
You
me.
can't do it. You can't do it.
We're all
We
watching it. Let's just give it a break.
All right,
for a
let's
second,
just go to the match, guys. Let's just put it on the feed. Why not?
pause.
Cutting on
Just
over
pause this match.
live from the Rustic Saloon.
I'm kidding. Just play it. If you just heard me say pause it, I'm just kidding. Don't pause. Kevin took a step back as soon as I said that. I was like, that's weird.
David asking why don't the darts land level? Mine do. Well, it's the camera angle, bud. You're getting deceived by that camera angle, so keep that in mind. These were kind of placed at different increments. Chris's is up top, kind of forced down, and then what?
Boom goes the dynamite.
Kevin's is a little bit to the right, so you're getting deceived a little bit. We're tied up on 9 marks, too. It's 6 apiece.
How about Hinsey starting 9-7?
That's what he had to do, especially starting second. Yeah. But Don's going to keep it interesting, man. He goes trip, triple, 9 mark there. Goodness gracious.
Boom goes the dynamite.
All right, here in this match, Kevin needs to find a new wedge. 18s or 17s. He elects the 18s. Needs to fill it.
Oh, that's unlucky.
That is very unlucky, and he knows it. You can see him kind of look back there.
(7-0) playing a 7-6-7 in this last decider.
I was just thinking the same.
What
a gritty last leg to keep yourself in the CSC Challenger Series from Don Stewart and Rick Hinsey. And Rick leaves the door open. Don free reign to take his way into the 5th-6th match.
Trip 16 on dart 3?
He's thinking
not
about
for Kevin, but for him. Yeah, gets rid of the 19.
All righty.
Nope,
Kevin.
He misses.
Kevin swung it in his favor here. Until Chris.
That gone.
Yes. What a big 7 from him. This is exactly what he needs here to try to make this 5-5. What an absolutely incredible comeback. Let's just call it what it is.
Oh, man. Boom goes the Wisconsinite for Kevin Schmitz. Takes back the lead. For how long? Not very. Not very at all.
Wow.
Well, there's some good darts just being had all over the place here, bud.
Well, that's the CSC for you, man. Across the board, we got 2 matches going on right now. This one and the Rick Hinsey Don Stewart match, both fireworks. And this one is shaping up to be a distance runner as well, a true marathon. And that's what these line up for.
Trip 17. Oh, he hits the double pole on dart 3. Only a 1 mark from Chris. Not going to be good enough.
Nope. I don't think that's good enough. Kevin should be able to swing it in his favor. He's got those 15s. Just hammer them.
And he sure does. Boom goes the Wisconsinite.
That was a big play there from him.
Rick goes back-to-back 5 marks on the Bulls.
Dude, this is incredible. 6-0,
Nuts.
6-3-8 in our last leg decider between Don and Rick. And
Opening.
it's a subtle opening. If Rick can go back-to-back doubles like he did, even just 3 of them, he can take the shot at the 17s.
Statistically, he should get a shot.
Sorry,
Oh,
folks,
oh, look at this. Trip 17 for the win. Oh, it's just on the top wire.
Sorry, we're giving you halfway both commentary, but this is just downright nasty from both these matches. And here, Kevin's gonna line it up for the leg. He steals it for 6-4.
Don's gonna go for the win here. No, he goes for more points, and he hits all of them. My goodness, Don. Rick needs another 5 bowls.
That's a
He's
shame.
not going to do it.
That's a tough one for Chris. Missing out on that leg here.
Yeah, but honestly, that was Kevin.
I mean, yeah, Kevin turned it on when he needed to. And then you can see Chris finally feels a little pressure his way and only comes up with 1 mark. Not what he needed at this time. And Don Stewart puts it away.
Done.
Wow.
Insane. All right.
6-2-8.
Everybody come back over us.
6-2-0, 5-5-0 in that other match. Don Stewart wins 9-8 over Rick Kinsey as he will lock in a match with Eric Bob Zine in the 5th, 6th position. Insane.
That was insane.
Folks, sorry that we gave you kind of halfway on each, but it was deserving of it. What a moment there. And it was a good moment here, too. I mean, it was a tight knit back and forth, and Kevin just got it done to make this 6-4. Finally finds that distance that he had in the beginning of this match.
Yep.
But he's fighting against it here. I mean, Chris is staying with him.
Yep. He's still just 1 break down from taking it to a last leg decider. Chris is. So he's just got to continue to hold his throw with the darts, and he's got to make his move at some point, but he's got a little bit of time to work with. Not much, but a little bit. Kevin 3 legs away. And I mean, be honest. How many times have you rotated your dartboard? If you want to know more, watch A to Z Darts guide on why, how, and when to rotate your dartboard. Head on over to their website, a-zdarts.com, or check out their YouTube channel to learn more. By the way, do not rotate your soft tip dartboard.
I was about to say the same thing. Do not rotate your soft tip board. Don't go into the local establishment and be trying to lay that thing on its side. Well, they said I needed to rotate it.
Why do you have a screwdriver? Oh, I'm just flipping the board. What?
Well, I say you go back to the 17s and hammer down a 6. That's what he gets.
Shampine unable to do much more than just a 3 mark. So this is now an opportunity for Kevin to really get an extended lead.
Yeah, both of the
What was your
16s.
over-under for 9 marks tonight?
I actually didn't call one out, so it'd be kind of wrong of me to give one now, wouldn't it?
Nah. Screw it.
I think
What
it
were you
really
thinking?
would be. It really would be wrong of me to give one now, wouldn't it?
Just cheat it. It's fine. You don't even remember how many have been done, so you can just give me a number.
I was thinking honestly 19 and a half, 20 and a half is what I was thinking in that
Thank
range.
you. Was it that hard? Was that hard to say?
Yeah. They had 33 for Chris and 25 from Kevin. So
And how about, can we talk about how nuts 8 white horses are?
yeah.
How nuts is that?
That is nuts.
Like insane.
I made sure to mention that he had 8 white horses and kind of circled it. I was like, you don't see that often, really, in the
that's weird.
CSC is that high of, even from like Leonard, you don't see that high at this point in the season.
And he has yet to start off a leg with trying to hit a white horse.
Yeah,
which is the best part.
I think it's just a testament because of his high win rate that you get to shoot that many white horses if you're dominating legs that much and you're pushing the match along, right? I think that's a testament to how dominant he was in his other matches.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever, Nick. Go back to just pushing buttons.
Back to the match.
No, that's a good point to bring up. To be fair,
you don't have
Chris
to be nice to him anymore. You're not.
He's been surprising, but he's got it done. I mean, he unfortunately kind of tripped and fell on that leg, 2.88 for him, so needs to find something quickly here, especially with the scoreline where it is. No, definitely.
Shot averages are no good. Shot averages are no good.
We don't need those.
Good in the local Friday night blind draw. Not good. Not good in the CSC Challenger Series.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Unless that blind draw is anywhere in Indy, especially on the south side, like Night Owls. Then that average isn't good either.
Kevin needs to do something here, or Chris will take away those 19s his next turn up. I imagine they'll still go from this position. One at the 20s and then down for Chris. Nope, starts there. That's fine.
Is extremely aggressive. I don't like the Maloney double on dart 3, though, when you can point the 17s.
Wait, I would have much rather preferred my strategy of the trip 21st and then going down just to reassure. Because this is still manageable for Kevin if he collects 2 big trip 17s and unfortunately whops a single 3.
Yeah, Dikembe Mutombo that first dart for sure. Justin, that is neat.
I like turtles. That's a world-class video, bud. What are you talking about?
Oh, I know. Such a good question by
Nick, just save us, please. John Belushi, stop.
Hey, I like turtles.
What are we doing now? What are we doing? Big triple. Big triple there for Kevin. He really needed it. Yeah, not going to matter. 2 singles to close.
Yep. Nice and smooth from Chris.
Yep. Keep it there. I mean, like I said, you got to get yourself a couple here.
Oh, Justin, we know. We appreciate you. Oh, that was our way of saying hello back. We acknowledge your existence with the funny comment. Kevin, big 5. Yeah, there was that documentary that told me that sea turtles could live to like 190 or something.
Crazy, dude. Tortoises out. It's incredible. Nick came by and he stopped by our zoo. We took him by the zoo because he wanted to go. We have a tortoise that's been around for like 150 years or something. He's escaped the zoo like 3 times. How does a tortoise escape the zoo?
Slowly, by the way, to answer your question.
Steadily.
Kevin with a big 9 there to give him 9 on the night.
Just let you know, if you're fed up, you're fed up. You're going to take care of it one way or the other. Kevin looking for another trouble, not going to get that, so he'll stay. No, he looked up and hits it. An opportunity to be aggressive, and he plays it nicely.
It's a great math shot because it forces your opponent to have to hit a 6 for it to hurt, or they hit a 9 and it really hurts. But it's a great playing the odd shot typically.
Hold on, let me try this. Boom goes the Hoosier. How was that?
Terrible. That was absolutely horrendous.
I was just trying to do it like Nick did.
Can we put a stop on this one immediately?
Yeah. We sure can.
Thank you.
Unless Chris hits another one, and then I'm forced to say it.
5-2-5 apiece here. Chris goes ahead and shuts the door on the 16s. Forces Kevin into the bulls. I think it's a little bit too much to grab here. Chris should take the leg. Should. It's not guaranteed.
Not anymore, for sure. 3-3. Oh.
It's not guaranteed,
no.
like we said.
It's
not
going to be another brutal
guaranteed.
finish for him, isn't it?
This could be horrendous for him.
I mean, just the timing.
And it's just 3
Kevin.
fats.
You can stop calling me that. One more needed.
That's the 3 of us, boys. Yep.
That should be our YouTube channel nickname. We're darting. 3 fats.
It's a pretty good one. 5.10 gets it done as he steals the leg away from Chris. That hurts.
Yeah, that's devastating.
Frankly, match deciding level of steel. The uphill battle that Chris faces now is going to be something fierce, and he needs to play perfect from here on out. No mistakes. And even if he plays perfect, he's still going to need some occasional favors from Kevin.
Why is he still coming in and talking?
I've been doing it for 2 weekends, and I just like I'm all hyped up, and I'm like kind of used to it now.
You're making great points too. Just stop it, okay? You're making us look bad. You're making us stupid.
Hoosier.
Well, that part would not make me look bad, but the rest of it for sure. I am a Hoosier. So yeah, I guess so.
I'll be the one that says it. I think
Say
Chris needed that leg. It's just
well,
too
yeah,
much.
for sure.
It's just too much to offer. He's gonna be. He could rattle off a couple here, but once Kevin gets those darts back, he's gonna make him pay.
Yeah, that was a exceptional point by you. No one had thought of it at that point. Boom goes the dynamite for Shampine.
It's about as brilliant as Nick's. I said, Nick, we can't film an opener in the middle of the road. And he says, what are you talking about? I said, dude, we can't get run over. We can't do it in the middle of the road. And he said, but we can't. There's a median. And I said, yeah. He says, it's not the same thing as middle of the road. I said, where's a median found at, Nick?
It'd be the middle of the road, probably.
That would be the middle of the road.
No cars
Hence
came
the
by
name
the
median.
whole time. We would have been fine. I did learn what a median was that day.
Come on, Nick.
He's been more of a mean guy before that,
All right. Well, quick look at the 18s. And that third dart snatch, that quick dart keeps coming in, doesn't it? It's just part of it.
Rob, we saw your comment. We just didn't want to talk about it. We see it all, bud.
I like triple fats. I'll give credit.
That is pretty good.
No, probably a tortoise.
Oh, who would win in a fight, a sloth or a tortoise?
No, in a race, right? Oh, I thought it was a race.
It was
It's a
definitely
fight, then it's a sloth. Then sloth for sure.
Kevin
Schmitz.
Searching for those 17s, man.
The rabbit trying to escape from the sharpshooter's target. Yeah, let it go. I tried. It's a tough nickname.
It is. It's a little tough to work with.
It's a lot of S's, and it's not my favorite letter to pronounce. What are you doing?
What? Wait, I don't know what Will's doing, but what is your favorite letter? Oh, actually, I do know what Will's doing. I just got that. What's your favorite letter to pronounce then, Sean? I have to know now.
Either a B or a D, probably. You know, like, boom goes the dynamite.
Bad to the bone.
Another thing that you should probably remove from your.
Yeah, don't do that ever again, Nick. Nick, can you just mute your mic for the rest of the night? You've swung and missed a few times this evening, and eventually you strike out. And I think it's time for you to go sit on the bench.
He's had to deal with me a few weeks now. I feel bad for him. That's just the reason why. He's had to deal with Kansas a little bit. Sorry, Nick.
Picked up a lot of bad habits, obviously.
Yep. 660 plays 531. Kevin can keep himself involved with this leg, but it's going to take, perfect 9. And
nope.
Yeah, far from it. Goes neighbor.
And Nick, have I told you yet? Thank you so much for filling in for me for the first half of the show on such short notice. I appreciate that.
Sucking up now.
Because we're the 3 best friends that anybody could have. Yes, we're the 3 best friends that anybody could have.
Yeah, Rick Kinsey jumping in. Dan Jones says great effort, Rick Kinsey, and he said not high enough. Just being.
That's
honest.
True.
It all came down to that cork at the finish, that little count up, didn't it? 100 and then 105, and Don kind of just did what he needed to from that point on.
If you go first on the diddle, Rick, let me ask you this question. If you're going first on the diddle next time, are you going to shoot the bull on dart 3 if you go treble 20, single 20?
No. Probably wouldn't. Then again, Rick
just to trump that shot?
Yeah. Big bull, but Chris should be able, we said this, should be able to take it here. And once again, does not happen. Whoa, that is just a series of unfortunate events. 4 mark. Well, he can't. Can't go
3 and 2.
Can't go too quick, but a 4 mark on the Bulls here. You get rid of him. Nah, you
ties it up
for 3.
It's just a tie ball game, though. So
yeah,
the 3 tied it up. That was a really good opportunity. Chris just needs to go for the win. Yeah.
There you go.
Just don't mess around with it.
4-7-4, 4-6-7. As Chris will get another start here.
Yep. Player advantage rule. But this will be the last time.
Kevin taking a moment here. Get settled in for this one.
I don't hate it.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. Just go ahead and take a second and make sure you're ready to go. He's not thrilled with those 2 darts by any means. You can see it written all over his face. So, going to try to adjust here.
Yeah, but
really kind of needs to find it, you think.
I'm going to be honest. Chris was less thrilled with the pace that Kevin just shot with. He does not stop moving.
No.
Off screen. And look at this. See? I think that if Kevin slows down the pace right now, he wins this match right here. Like it's that type of.
Yeah, but you don't want to win it like that. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think that if just Kevin, takes his time here and settles in, and Just knows that he's set up to win no matter what. He's set up to win. He just needs one leg when he starts, and he's golden. But if he can take it here, he would love that.
Boom goes the dynamite. There's number 19. Mr. 19 and a half. Gosh, you and your predictions.
I said 19 and a half, 20 and a half. I would have been right in there.
I like the move because of the block on after the dart 2. I hate it now.
He's in for one. Great 7. It forces Kevin to stay here on these 19s. He can't afford to really move off of it. Really needed a 7 at least, and he's not going to get that. So let's see if Chris is quick to go over these 19s. Yep, attacks early. But there you go. He stays on it, and this is the kind of play where it can get him caught up.
Yep. This is a front row.
And Kevin, Kevin's the kind of guy that knows you messed up. You messed up.
Boom goes to Wisconsinite.
Yep, hammers in a big 9, but this is still tough for Kevin because he's only got the single. Yeah, see, there he goes. He takes it away on the single mark, takes the upper hand with the big 6 on the 20. So yeah, still kind of at a disadvantage there. Needs to find a new edge.
It's still incredible to me how fast Chris throws all 3 darts.
Yeah, he wants to go. You see too, plays in sleeves.
Yep.
Some people are really bothered by that. They need to have even their arm, just a normal sleeve is irritating to some players. So
yeah, I got used to playing in my thermals underneath my stuff, so that's how I will typically play and be fine with that. And it feels weird when I don't wear them and I play, so I get that on the other side of things too, for sure. I will say Chris did catfish us a little bit by not wearing sunglasses while he played.
He did.
Yeah, next season, Chris, you have someone else take that picture for you.
Yeah, certainly.
We'll do
Double
that.
down on that one.
Come see me. We live in the same city.
Actually, next season, everybody has to take a picture in that style. It's actually the opposite.
Oh, I love it. Selfie season 9.
Back to the match. Chris is looking to close this up here for 8-6.
There it is. 8-6.
.70 beats a 4 point. Was that a 2-2?
Yep, 2-2. Ducks. They win a quacking.
All right, but as you can see, Kevin gets the start here, so he knows. Like I was saying, this is when he can strike. He's got this one. He'll have one more. All gas, no brakes.
He's moving.
He's
stayed there in the last. I love it.
He's been dominant on the 19s. Why not stay there and grab another one? What a play from Kevin Schmitz. And you can see it's already kind of faulted Chris a little bit. Just a 4 there.
Puts Chris in a real tough spot now.
Very tough. Because Kevin's
Okay,
going to run.
Kevin. The rabbit's turning into the Energizer Bunny.
Keeps on going. Ding, 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 ding. That was my beat of the drum. Sorry, everybody. Not a very good one.
No, that was more of a ringing of a bell.
It was.
Dum, 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 dum,
That's
dum,
wait.
dum.
That's speaking of bell ringers. Apparently, to Nick, Corpus Christi is the home of wrestling. If you didn't know,
I wouldn't be able to argue any part of that.
it's not, Sean. It's not. It's not. Nowhere
Not
close.
yet.
With that attitude, that's what I appreciate about you.
Nick's going down there with his Nacho Libre mask now. looks kind of familiar to Jack Black, if you know what I'm saying.
Nacho!
Ryan Keith, cue it in. Ryan Keith, let's get one going, buddy.
Ridiculous.
Nick as Nacho Libre.
Looks like Chris is going to end up falling short here in this match. And again, he had a heck of a run for his first season in this Division One, especially in Division One.
Absolutely incredible. I mentioned a couple times, just you don't see that often where a newcomer just makes his presence known and makes a really good run here. So yeah, kudos to Chris on his great run here in the CSC Challenger Series, and looking forward to seeing him coming back and being involved in these for a long way to come.
Yeah, I mean, he dispatched Don Utes, Mike Carter, John Edwards, Cooper Olson to get to this point. So, I mean, a great run. And looks like the Rabbit's going to be doing battle. Stop it. Stop doing this. They're going to be doing battle with Danny Baggish next week. Ridiculous. Well, Kevin Schmitz, 5.12, gets the job done at the end of the day. Again, give Chris all the credit in the world. Shot phenomenal this season. Just could not get the job done at the end of the day.
Yeah, 5.06 for Kevin, 4.51 for Chris. As he's able to manage it, get the job done. Yeah, impressive for Kevin to put up that performance tonight. Unfortunate for Chris that he came out for the first 4 legs and just wasn't himself there early. I think settled into the match though really well and at least made it interesting. So kudos to him for doing that as well, because it would be easy to let your emotions get the best of you and put on a real crummy performance after going 4-0 down.
100%. Again, giving away a couple of those legs early, I think allowed for Kevin to feel comfortable being able to do that later in the match too. And give him the confidence to do that later in the match. And I think he was able to pull that off a couple of times. But again, great run from Chris. He'll be back and probably shoot better because of something like this match. And you look forward to something like that. But speaking of things to look forward to, bud, next week, Mike Maloney, Ram Guevara, who is your favorite heading into that match? Because the averages say it's smash.
The averages say it's smash, but I'm gonna go with Ram just because we know what he's been able to do, and I know that Mike Maloney is gonna text me later and be like, it's never me. Well, there's a reason it's never you, bud, because
it's only been you twice.
Exactly. So I like underdogs. You may be my underdog. Let's go, buddy. Put on a performance, put on a show, prove me wrong. Why not?
We'll see what happens. Mike's got to play better, obviously, than he did last week or last time he played against Baggish, and I think that he will. But Rams looking pretty good right this second. I'm telling you what.
I'll say it right now. I think that it's going to be best match in CSC history. That's a long shot, to throw out there, but I think it has the potential to be the best match in CSC history.
these two right now have the best match in CSC history, as far as I'm concerned. 53, 9 marks in the finals of the finals.
That's what I'm saying. I think they can double down.
They're gonna definitely throw in some fireworks. You're not gonna want to miss it, that's for sure.
Nope.
But I'm gonna rest up and get ready for Wednesday, and I can't wait.
Yeah, because we've got Wednesday night coming your way, 8 p.m. once again from our Division 2. So don't miss out. We'll be live on Facebook and YouTube once again, whether it be USA Darts or Partners Promoting Darts. Set your alarm now. Set your reminder, whatever it is. Tune in. We'll be here for the action on Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one too. Brett Hollanday will be doing battle against. Why isn't this going over for me? And Todd Wigman.
Yeah,
so Todd Wigman back in there. So that's going to be a good battle.
That'll be a good one indeed. Well, from all of us here at the CSC Challenger Series, William Stewart, Nick Teixeira, Sean Green. Thanks for watching, folks. We appreciate it.
Why was I third?
Well, because you showed up last. So
Sean Green, Will Stewart, Nick Teixeira.
That's a better order, honestly, but we can go with yours.
Okay. All right. See you guys. Take care. Thanks for watching.
Bye.